Hey everybody, hope you're having an awesome day today. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about something really exciting, and this will be the Avengers main theme, written by Alan Silvestri, a very prolific composer who wrote awesome movies like Back to the Future and some really cool scores in general. And today I wanted to talk about Avengers because it's, if you've been involved in the Marvel Universe at all, you've probably heard this theme at least once in your life, and the highly anticipated Endgame is coming out really soon. So I wanted to cover the main theme because it's so iconic and, people seem to recognize it instantly. And yeah, I just wanted to dive into what makes it such a cool theme. And so let's dive into it. I've kind of written out a little document here, as you can see. So yeah, let's jump right in. So you can see here, it's in G minor, the theme. And G minor is a very declamatory, very powerful key, I think. And I think it's interesting to note that the Avengers theme was written in a minor key versus a major key. If it was written in a happy major key, then it should almost seem like they are a group of very happy, carefree, go-lucky individuals who don't really care. But it's not the case, right? Like these Avengers are very deliberate. They were very focused, and they have a single goal in mind, and that is to save the Earth, right? No matter basically what the cost. And so choosing a minor key shows this sense of determination and a sense of grounded power that they have. I think that's really important, that Alan chose a key like this. It could have been a different key. It could have been C sharp minor. He could have chosen F minor or something. I think G minor is a very good, solid starting point because it just has a feeling to it that has this grounded feel. And so yeah, let's keep going. I wrote here Bond-like because if you've watched any of the original James Bond movies, you know the main theme kind of goes like this. Kind of has that, the upper note ascends chromatically, and then it goes back down. It kind of just, ends like that. So the Avengers kind of channels this as well. It starts on a G to D, which is a perfect fifth. It's a very stable interval. And then from the D, it goes up to the E flat, and then it goes up to E, and it goes up even further to F, and then it goes back down to E, back down to E flat, and then, yeah, you get the sense of you're going somewhere, something's gonna happen, and then you're coming back home, and then you get this progression, which is the 6-7-1, which is really, really classic for action stuff. So yeah, again, we get this chromatic ascension, and whenever you go chromatically, just going by half steps gives you a sense of tension. So we know half steps in general, when you play them together, they don't really sound good together. But if you're doing it as an effect where you're stepping up and then stepping back down, you get this sense of something's gonna happen. You're building up tension, and so yeah, that's super important for an action superhero kind of theme like this. So next, like I've already mentioned, we have the 6-7-1 progression, which is really important for action music in general. I think a lot of classical music, because we use a lot of 4-5-1, Alan could have gone something like, or something, or he could have went like he could have done the natural 5 going back to the 1. But no, he chose to go from 6, which is major, to 7, back to 1, which is minor. So having these two major chords in succession, plus them being ascending, really gives it that uplifting kind of feel to it. It's like you're grounded, and you're almost arriving at home, and then you finally hit home with the G minor. So I think that's super important that he made that compositional choice. It's a very deliberate move from 6 to 7 to 1. It's very diatonic. It goes along the scale of G minor, which is super important. And then when the main theme comes in, so it goes like this. So from the G, which is the first note of the melody, it goes up to the D, which is a perfect fifth. It actually stays within a perfect fifth. And I think that's really interesting. He chose it to keep it very, very simple, the main theme. over this tension building kind of harmonic pattern, what's happening in the left hand, it's really, really effective because it's easy for the listener to grasp onto. So all he's doing is going D, C, B flat, back up C, D, and then he's going back down to G. So it's literally 4 notes in the G minor scale. But with that rhythmic pattern, da 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 da, it's a very effective rhythm to use. You get that 16th hitting the downbeat, da 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 da. So lots of energy injected into that pattern. Cool. Let's move on to the bridge pattern. So what happens here in the bridge? Let me just play the chord progression once, and this bridge basically leads right into that chorus, which we all know and love. So it sounds like this. All right, so let's talk about the harmonic structure. So we're still in the key of G minor, just like the intro here. But what's really interesting is that we go from G minor to C major. Now, C major is actually the major 4 and not the minor 4, as would be normal in a minor key. So he's actually gone from a G minor to C major. Now, the audience might be thinking, oh, you know, we hear that as kind of a bright sound. What's going to happen next? No, but then he brings us back to G minor. So he's like, we're not going anywhere far just yet. And then he's going to tease us again with this A flat major chord. Because now normally in a minor key, the 2 chord is actually a diminished chord. You know? Which kind of sounds kind of depressing. But because he actually decided to lower the 2, which is A, to A flat, it results in an actual major chord, which sounds really nice. So from G minor to A flat, and then back to G minor, you get this like lift and then pulled back. So it's like he's teasing us. We're not really going all out just yet. That's going to come in the chorus. And then he decides to lift us up a perfect 4th. So now he restates this theme and he goes up to C minor. And now, same device. He's going from 1 to 4. So now the C minor is like the new 1 chord. Let's pretend now that we're in C minor. So C minor, we're going to F major instead of F minor, which would be typical in C minor. We get this F major, again, a very uplifting sound. And then we get D major, which is the major 2. And it leads very nicely to the B7 or B dominant 7, which becomes the dominant 7th of the chorus E minor. And that is our eventual goal. That's where everything comes to a climax, and this is where, you know, the main theme really, really comes in. So let's go over that bridge part one more time. We start in pleasant G minor still, and now C major, uplifting sound back home. Now supertonic, back to tonic. Supertonic, I should say the flat 2. Supertonic would normally be A diminished, right? So flat 2, back to 1. Now we go up a perfect 4th, uplifting, lift it up to a new step, C minor, and goes to F major, even brighter. Now D major. It sounds kind of out of place because in C minor we have A flat, but D major has A natural, and also D major has F sharp, which C minor does not have. So we're kind of pulling in chords from other keys, you know? And then we got our B7, and then we got our E minor. So this second part of the bridge, second half, is leading us towards that chorus. And I've just made a small note here that the measured tremolos in the strings, it's like a that kind of thing. It really just drives the momentum and it's all about the arrangement, the harmonic choices, and the melodic choices. Let me just quickly check the sheet music here. I think it is, yeah, he starts off this bridge with an octave in the melody. Do, 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 do. So this jump to an octave in the horns is really, really powerful. It's almost like you're leaping, right? And it really sounds good with this chorus of horns. Cool. And then finally we get to the chorus. So we get... So let's talk about this chorus. We have E minor. This is our climax key. Now we're in E minor. So it's 1, which goes to 6. So it's still diatonic. C major is the 6th chord in E minor. Then we go to A major. Now A major is the chord that's unexpected. So A major is actually the major 4. And so normally the minor 4 in E minor would be A minor. He could have gone like this. But how effective is that? Not as effective as using A major instead. So what is that note that's out of place? The C sharp in the A major. And that is the note that makes us feel we've lifted up even higher, you know? And then back to C major. Now you cancel out the C sharp because you're going back to C natural, and then to 7 to 1. And you might notice that we go from C major to D major to E minor, which is 6, 7, 1, and which again has happened in the intro part. So Alan Silvestri is just using that same device in the chorus. So 1, 6, major 4, 6, 7, 1. Now when the melody goes dun, 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 Alan really stresses this C sharp. So if it was A minor, he wouldn't be able to do that. It would sound like this. Oops. Which doesn't sound very good at all. So we need... Oh, that C sharp is like we've taken ourselves to a new dimension, you know? And makes it very epic and very glorious when we get that. So that's what makes it feel like the sunshine came out. We've opened up the theme, and nothing can stop us. that's basically the idea I think Alan was going for here, to make it as open and epic as possible, but also keep it super, super simple. And he did that very effectively with this main theme. So just to recap, I think the most important sections are the intro and the chorus, if I had to choose, because the intro sets us up with this G minor Bond-like kind of feeling, right? With a dun 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 or whatever it is. And what comes to mind when I hear that is when Captain America steps out in Infinity War, right? When he's fighting, or when Wanda is fighting those two bad people and trying to save Vision. So you get that coming out. It's a very, very like sinister, but at the same time motivating theme that comes out. Like, uh-oh, something's gonna happen. And then finally in the chorus, when it opens up, whenever people hear that E minor, C major, A major chord, that A major chord is what solidifies it as an uplifting moment, and that something has opened up and it's been glorious, and it's just beautiful. So I hope that kind of explained it a little bit. We didn't really talk about the instrumentation and the arrangement in this, but I wanted to cover the musical aspects of it and what makes the actual theme sound so good and how it's been supported by the harmony. So I hope this helped in a way. Let me know if you have any questions, but this is one of my favorite themes, and I just wanted to share it with you guys today. So thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.